You're right, guys, ReL here doing a commentary on some Skyrim gameplay. A few of you have been asking me to do this, and yeah, I really wanted to do it myself. I've only just got this game. This is the very start of the game, and you're basically like a prisoner and you're being carted away to be beheaded, basically, to be executed. A lot of the Elder Scrolls games, I believe, start like this, if not all. The only one I've actually played before this is Oblivion, so don't quote me on that, but I know in Oblivion you start off as a prisoner. And yeah, you can kind of have a bit of a look here at the graphics. This is obviously on Xbox 360 for me. I know you can get it on PC. And a little interesting fact for you all, this game actually outsold Modern Warfare 3 on PC. So yeah, I think it is pretty much predominantly a PC game, but I mean, the only games I can really play on PC are RTS games, so you know, your Command & Conquers, Age of Empires, StarCraft, all that sort of stuff. Anything else, I like to play on my Xbox. And I just want to start off by saying I absolutely love this game. I think you've got to have a certain mindset about this, because I know Phil would hate this game. Oh, I don't think he'd like it anyway. I know he didn't really like Oblivion. He's not really into that sort of stuff. He's very much just first-person shooter only. But yeah, something I should probably make you all aware of as well. I can't really do a Let's Play series simply because this game is huge. It is massive. Will take forever to complete, which is what I like about it. And yeah, the render time of my PC, the upload speed, all that sort of stuff. I'll probably just be, you know, doing a little bit of gameplay now and again and uploading little snippets of it, maybe if I'm on an exciting quest or whatever. So yeah, anyway, this is the character creation bit. It took me absolutely ages to decide who to be, because all the different races in Skyrim have different benefits. I'll put a link in the description below in the more info now so you can see what those little benefits are. But essentially, once you've fully leveled every character up, which I don't think I'll ever really get to do, yeah, once you've fully leveled it up, you know, it doesn't really matter who you start with. So the main point, I think, of choosing your character is the aesthetics. And for me, I tried to make him look as much like me as possible. Now, I had to be a human. I'd find it weird playing as anything but a humankind, because you can play as, you know, Orc, Elf, Khajiit or Argonian. There's all sorts of races, so I chose the Breton, and I pretty much stuck with the default class. You could just see me altering his hair colour. Called him Oliver. I'm Oliver the Breton. But yeah, I think Bretons have some... They're quite good at magic and all that sort of stuff, but that was sort of by the by. I was more focused on making him look as much like me as possible. But yeah, I mean, I stuck with the template that you were given because, I don't know, I thought I'd just mess it up if I start messing with his chin and his eye shapes and everything. So I just changed the hair colour, gave him a little bit of stubble, and yeah, stuck with that. So I am Oliver the Breton, and like I say, I don't know, I just find it so weird playing as like a cat or a lizard type person, so I had to stick with this guy. It was between basically this and Nord. What are the other ones now? There's this, Nord, Imperial, I was thinking of Imperial. And there is another, it'll come to me in a second. Just bringing it up now. The Red Guard. I was actually going to be a Red Guard because they're really good warriors, apparently, you know, really strong. Start off with high strength and good with the weapons or whatever, so... But no, chose the Breton, and I'm actually quite glad I did, as you will see later in this commentary, because I really like the magic side of things. So yeah, the game's just started. I was about to be beheaded, and a dragon saved me, of all things. So running away with the prisoners or whatever, I got a little bit confused whether these were prisoners or guards, but at the end of the day I think everyone's just trying to escape the dragon. And yeah, we got into this little tower here, ran to the top. You can sort of see again the graphics are really good. And the main thing about Skyrim, the reason I love this game is, well, I've kind of based everything off Oblivion, but knew this was going to be bigger and better. It's huge. It's single player, which is kind of good, kind of bad. I mean, obviously it'd be great multiplayer, but let's face it, we can't make a game like this a massive multiplayer online game. Maybe that's something for the future, I don't know. But this game it's not like a single player campaign that you'll complete in a day. This is huge. It will take you ages. And if you're anyone like me, who you will see in this little commentary that likes to explore every little corner of everything and read all the little books and look at everything possible, then it's going to consume a lot of time. I mean, I've been hacked. My account got hacked, as you may know from my BP logs and all that sort of stuff. Look at that, that's some really nice graphics and stuff going on there. My account got hacked, so I can't play online as it is on the ReL account. I could do it on a second account, but I can't rank up in MW3 anyway. So I'm probably going to be putting a lot of hours into this. And yeah, again, I mentioned it in my VP log again, but I had a huge sleep last night. I was watching Frozen Planet, I think it's called, with my dad, and I was just falling asleep watching it. I never fall asleep watching TV or anything like that, but I went to bed at about 9:30. I think I got to sleep by about 10 and slept till 1. So I've had a lot of sleep, and I'm actually pretty prepared for an all-nighter at the moment, because I've got my Relentless Energy drinks and all that sort of stuff with me. You saw a little bit of a face-off there between a guard and a prisoner, and them sort of saying, you know, let's put our differences aside, I guess, and just escape from this dragon. Yeah, so we escaped. I was actually shackled up or bound up here, and he freed me from my rope or whatever it was that was holding my hands together, and basically said, you know what, let's work together. Let's just try and survive all of this. So go and find a sword. And upon finding a sword, I also found lots of other things. And I think it's quite interesting when you're playing this game, especially at the character selection. It sort of it does reflect you as what sort of person you are. For example, I chose a Breton. I just wanted to be as normal as possible, keep things normal, be a bit boring, be a bit human. And I don't know, maybe that kind of reflects me a little bit. Whereas someone who chooses the lizard type person, or a Khajiit, I don't know, is quite extrovert. If you chose a red guard, the type of style of play, you just want to run in there slashing everything. I want to be a bit conservative and use spells and all that sort of stuff. So there is a big variety, and it's not something where one race is the best. It's literally all are very balanced. So it's whichever one you like. So it is quite interesting finding out what race each person will choose. But yeah, you can see me here literally just picking up everything, trying to punch the chair. I found out how to use my fists. I ended up sitting down and got a bit confused of how to stand up. It actually let me find that sword behind me because I hadn't seen that there. And you'll notice about me, again, my style of play, I literally hoard everything. I just pick absolutely everything up that I find, just thinking I might need it for later on. Whereas other people might not. They might just run through it and just do the main campaign and stuff. But yeah, no, the character selection was a big thing, and it took me absolutely ages to decide who to be. So, I don't know, for those of you that have Skyrim, I'd be interested to know which character you chose. This is something quite important as well. I noticed everything was really dark, so I put the brightness on full, and I think it plays a lot better with brightness on full. I don't know if you guys will agree, but it's still dark. There's still dark corners, but I can just see stuff a little bit better. So, here I am in the first room, exploring absolutely everything, and I just think I've seen a chest there that I actually missed. I'm even trying to pick up the torches. Even looking in the corner, I wasn't sure if that was a basket or something. But yeah, this is actually quite a long gameplay that I've uploaded. I mean, I'm just about now 8 minutes through the commentary. And I think it's about 23 minutes in total. I can't really tell from my Vegas at the moment. But yeah, I'm just getting a feel for the controls and everything. And the controls are fairly straightforward. I was a bit confused at first, but it's B to open up your menu. I managed to find out how to get my sword out. And yeah, again, this is the style of play thing. A lot of people like the swords and shields, some will like the spells, some might want to combine spell and shield, maybe spell and sword, 2 spells. There's so much customization available. But yeah, and the little energy bar in the bottom, you can see there, I'm using all my stamina up, just throwing my sword around and just getting to grips with things, I guess. So you'll see me in a few battles later on, fighting a few little creatures as well. I don't want to give anything away. Trying to slice the moose's head. And this is quite a nice feature as well, the third person mode. It's a lot better than it was on Oblivion, I think, from what I've seen so far. It was very it's hard to explain, very rigid, if you like, the third person on Oblivion, and I think they've done a really good job of it this time. So yeah, there's lots of different apparel you can equip. I believe apparel is armor and sort of shields, that sort of stuff. You know, you've got your headgear, you've got your shin pads. I'm sure there's a lot better word. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, I was just picking up some baskets there. You know, I just might need some baskets. You'll see me all discard them later on when I realise I've picked up so much stuff that I can't actually move. It weighs you down, so you're so slow. And this is my first battle. Now, this is something that a lot of you might not like about Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls games. As you can see, I'm absolutely laying into someone there with a sword and they're not even flinching. But you know what? It really doesn't bother me. There's some nice little cinematic there as you finishing blow. Absolutely stabbing him through his heart. And yeah, so this is where I start picking up stuff from the bodies. It also undresses the enemy as well, which is interesting. And you can see me make the most of that very soon. Oh dear. Here we go. Very, very mature here, ReL. Played, ReL, played. You can actually, as well, I was reading you can get married in this. So, just going to be getting myself a nice wife. Dear, that's so tragic, isn't it? I thought that was a treasure chest as well, so I was kind of trying to check that out. But you can just see me here. I just want to check everything. I don't want to miss anything. And with games like these, I don't want to use a strategy guide because, in essence, then you're just reading off a book and doing what it says. I want to explore it myself and find everything myself because that's kind of the exciting part. I mean, I might ask you guys for help if I'm stuck on stuff. Picking up a few cabbages as well. Oh yeah, and I somehow moved the cart, so I thought... you'll see in a minute, I just kind of, yeah, let's just move it over here. Obviously very strong. This is something I decided to do. I meant to actually do this on the start because, again, with a game like this, I want it to last as long as possible. I want to get stuck in places. I'm just altering all the sounds here, so that I was having a little bit of trouble hearing the voice over the sound effects, so I was changing that. But you can alter the difficulty. Now, I think the only thing this changes is, like, the enemy's health and strength. It doesn't sort of make quests more difficult or change any routes or anything like that. But I want this game to be as hard as possible. I want to die. I want to get stuck. So yeah, like I said, I just want to make it last as long as possible because I know I'm really, really going to enjoy this game. Yeah, so I got walled off here a bit. Make my way through here. I think I find a few more baskets and want to pick them up. But no, I see a few people and get into another fight. Trying out my blocking skills. I should have equipped the shield really, but I'm just trying to one-hand sword everyone. Yeah, so at the moment, this is kind of like the training part of Skyrim. You just get into grips with everything. You're in a bit of an underground cave. Just... No, ReL, that's a man. Just, you know, it's okay if it's a woman, like... yeah, but he said sort of check that barrel, there's lots of potions in there, so I'm going to have a bit of a look into them, because, I mean, your magicka and health and stamina, it all regenerates itself, but very slowly. Another little fight here where we get to the torturers. These randy bad kids have been torturing people, and I get a bit confused here, because we're supposed to be helping one of them, and I get confused which one I'm supposed to be helping, so just start laying into anyone. You can see I've opted for the axe and shield at this point. I much prefer, you can sort of have a weapon that you hold with two hands, like a huge sword or a huge mace or something. But I like to have a shield and an axe in my hand at this stage. That all changes later on, as you will see. Again, picking up everything, even though I don't really need it. Excuse me. And it sort of tells you, you could just, here we go, so I can barely walk here because I've picked up so much stuff. I've gone over, you might be able to see carry weight in the bottom right. Just, yes, okay, ReL, you've done that enough time. I pretty much did that on every enemy. So yeah, you can't carry that much stuff, you actually have to drop stuff. So you know, you've got to think about what you want to take, what you want to leave behind. Oh, I've just seen there a book on the table which I missed. Oh, that's really going to annoy me. I'm actually going to have to go back for that now. Oh. No, ReL, just... Okay, well, I'll see if I can go back, because I've actually left this cave now, so I might not actually be able to go back in. But yes, this is a nice little feature. The lockpicking, it's a lot better than Oblivion. From what I've seen, I mean, the idea is basically you tilt the pick until it's in the right place, and if you can twist it with the other pick... I don't really know the names of the stuff, but you'll see what I mean. I'm just reading the rules here. The instructions of lockpicking. So here we go. You tilt that, and then you try and twist. If it's tight, then you're at the wrong place. If it's loose, you're in the right place. So you can twist it and unpick the lock. Now it says this is easy, so I'm assuming that gets a lot harder to distinguish later on. But a few bits of gold, a nice little book that I'll probably have a read of. And yes, hood and robes. These are very weak. They don't provide any armor protection, but increase your magic, or magicka it's called. So yeah, just continuing through this cave, seeing if I can pick up a bowl of fire. That's something I've actually learned now. I've been a lot more reserved in what I am actually picking up, because I've literally been just picking up everything, not wanting to miss anything. And you can see me here like, should I take those ragged robes? No, I've got armour on. What would be the point? And it was at this stage that I decided, right, it's about time I threw everything away. And you just see everything like flood out of my body once I get off this menu. But I mean, I've got loads of baskets here. I was thinking maybe I can sell them, but you can see the value there is 1 gold. The weight is not much, but I figured that, you know, there's just no point carrying any of this. So there we go, just dropping everything. I think the menus are quite good and quite straightforward. I'm actually a bit gutted as well, this commentary, because I wanted to record all of the training part of it, or at least till I escape this cave, but I stopped my capture card at an hour. This is an hour's worth of gameplay condensed, and I was just admiring the skull. I don't know why, I kind of thought that skull might come in later on, maybe if I crunch it into bone meal or something for a potion, I don't know. But no, I'm not going to need any tankards or wooden bowls or a ladle. Keep the skull, keep my lockpicks, and drop everything else in a big drop. So someone who collects baskets is going to have a bit of a party, I guess. Anyway, yep, another little battle ensues later on in this cave. They've got some archers at the back firing at me as well. You can use a crossbow and get all sorts of crossbow. You can get like magic crossbows and all sorts. But this is a game, and I hate to kind of put it this way or this bluntly, and it's not technically true, but I feel this is a game for... It's a bit of a nerdy game. I think, you know, you're going on quests with your magic, and I don't know, that's the kind of impression I get. It's maybe I shouldn't stereotype like that, as I suppose all gamers can enjoy it, but if you like Lord of the Rings and that sort of stuff, which I absolutely love, which Momentum doesn't, then you probably like this sort of game. I don't know, that's kind of a rough idea to base it off. So, yep, I pick up the bow. I'm trying to use it with the left trigger, and I'm just kind of punching stuff. So it's the right trigger to hold it in, and right trigger to release. Something to note as well, I'm using a scuff controller during all of this, and it didn't seem to affect anything. I was worried that the triggers would sort of, prevent me from sort of shooting or throwing my sword about or whatever. And it doesn't. I haven't actually tried it without. Maybe I can pull my bow further back, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't make a difference, which I'm quite happy about, because I can use the back right bumper to bring up the menu, because that's the B. Yeah, that's the B button. So yeah, a little bit of an engagement with some small spiders. There's a lot of bosses on this game as well, aside from the dragons, which I will encounter. And I've read a review about some huge spider that I'll eventually come to battle quite early on in the game if I go on one of the side quests. So I'm just hacking away at these, quite straightforward. I noticed none of them were actually attacking me. I was pretty gutted about, because I wanted to be like shoving them off with my shield. But yeah, I was quite happy with that, experiencing a little bit of a fight with some spiders, something different to humans. And I was getting so excited. I mean, I'm basically just following my nose at this point, which is not what this game's about. It's literally about exploring stuff yourself, finding hidden caves yourself, and that's why I don't want to be using a guide, because I want to do everything myself. So yeah, I go around looking in the spiders, and you can kind of tell what sort of stuff you want to be picking up. Do you want to be picking up a wooden ladle or some venom poison? Because I don't know, maybe I'll be able to poison my sword later on or something like that. So yeah, I've made the most of all this spidery stuff. And if it's really, really light, then there's no harm picking it up. I think these are like 0.2 grams, these little eggs or whatever I'm picking up. Let's have a look, yeah. 0.2, and they've got a 5 gold value, so it might be useful later on. So I just basically raid everything to do with spiders here. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more creatures in this game to be battling. The dialogue's better, the graphics on the actual humans, and especially the Khajiits, the cat-like people, have dramatically improved. I've been doing a bit of background. When I chose the Breton, I was a little bit worried, as I mean, they're not a well-known race, if you like. They're not like the High Elves or the Wood Elves, the Dumner or whatever. Just a little nerdy fact for you all. Anything that ends in mer, I think, did I say Dunmer? Yeah, I did. Anything that ends in mer means elf, I think. So, I'm getting so into this game. But yeah, this is where I discover magic. I was like, alright, so I've been doing all of this stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like casting spells with my left hand, I've got a sword in my right hand, and I'm getting pretty excited at this stage. That was just warning me about Magicka for the first time, and I actually summoned. This is only something a Breton can do, at least at this stage. I'm not sure if this is exclusive to a Breton, but those little wolves, or whatever they're called, whatever they are called familiars. And I get a bit excited. I'm like, oh my god, I've just made a wolf appear. And obviously, as things go on, you can summon more stuff, because something that a Breton starts with is plus 10 conjuration. If you are thinking of getting the game, or you've not decided what character you want to be, or you want to restart, please look at the link in the more information, because it tells you exactly what each character has and why you want to be him. Because I remember I was initially going to be an Imperial when I was called Imperial ReL. I kind of felt like I had to be, but I don't know. All they sort of had was the find more money or something, but they're quite good at speaking to people or something. So that, yeah, I discover fire and I'm like, oh my god, I'm shooting fire and slashing my sword. But I could like have fire in one hand and a healing potion in the other, or I could have fire in one hand and a shield. You know, that you really can sort of mix things up, and there's so many variations of everything. I don't know, I'm just really excited. I'm going to be playing this a lot tonight, and it is a game I would highly recommend to anyone that's keen on playing single player. I mean, it'll be a good break from COD, but it's also a game that it might take you a while to get into for some people. I've played Oblivion, so I've got into it quite quickly. So this is me testing out the restoration spells. If you cast 2 spells at once or something, it has an enhanced effect. So I've got 2 healing spells in my hand. Oh my god, I've just thought I could have 2 fire spells in my hand. Okay, I'm going to have to try that later on. But yeah, I find it really hard to do a live commentary, because if I was doing this live, I'd just be like, I don't know, I wouldn't really be saying much. I like to concentrate. And the other thing is as well, I need to edit the video, because like I say, I like reading all the books and exploring every corner, and it's not the most exciting gameplay. I'm not just running in, fighting all the time. So, I don't know, maybe for the future, if you guys do enjoy this, I hope you do, I will upload me going through little caves and maybe do that as a live commentary. But the caves are huge. I remember on Oblivion getting lost in a cave for like 2 days. It was literally that big. So I've been warned here. I could try sneaking past this bear, or I could try killing it with my crossbow. And again, this is like, what type of gamer are you? Do you want to increase your sneak skills, which let you sneak past people? There might be missions later on where I've got to sneak past guards or whatever, which I won't be able to do if I'm doing stuff like this. But alternatively, I might need to be building up my power and everything. So I decided, you know what, let's give the crossbow a little try. I haven't tried it yet. Put all my spells away and just sneak up on him, and I like getting it. Like, I don't know how close I could have got to him before I wake him up, because my sneak, I think it's called sneak ability, isn't very high at this stage. The best for sneaking are the Khajiits, which are the cats. So, you know, if you're interested in that sort of gameplay, they're good at pickpocketing and all that sort of stuff. So here we go, I get close to him, and I think I go for a bit of a headshot here. It is a bear, I believe. It's probably got a different name. There we go, my sneak skill increased to 16. So here we go, I take aim, make the shot, thinking it'll kill him. Nope, that doesn't kill him, so quickly switch to my magic. And I was a bit gutted here because I kind of choke it. I assigned that to my left trigger, I assigned that to my right trigger. Tried to summon one of my, what was it called? I can't remember. A familiar. Didn't work because I didn't do it on some ground close enough to me, so just absolutely pelt it with fire. Give it a bit of a search, see if I can pick anything up from him. And I find some claws, pelt, and my arrow. So you get your arrow back, you can pick up your arrow. So this is pretty much getting to the end of the commentary. I'm a little bit gutted as I didn't get to show you me escaping the cave and then show you the big world of Skyrim, because it is huge. Once you exit the cave, you've got a big view of the whole map. You can see so far in front of you all the mountains or whatever that you're going to be able to climb. And it doesn't show me selecting my clothing or apparel. But I hope you do enjoy it. I'm going to wrap this up because I have about 10 seconds left to finish the commentating, so please like and comment if you want to see more of this. If you want to message me or comment below, please comment and I'll get in some discussions with you about what kind of characters you're choosing. And yeah, thanks for listening.